At the beginning of this series, I set myself out 4 goals. To defeat all the Mechanoid bosses, to create a successful and thriving industrial hub of business for hotels, to help Jones escape from this planet one way or another, and to become totally self-sufficient with mechs. Now, I have completed 3 of those goals in the 20 episodes we are in, but I haven't helped Jones escape, and that is our final goal of this series. Welcome to the Mechanoid Mastery Series, episode 20, and wowee, I've been spending some time off camera doing things. I've made things slightly more efficient, I've gone through the jobs, I've reorganized things, I'm trying to make things as efficient as possible now, because we are on very limited time for recording sessions and everything, because that is life. So, what have I done? I've gone into the work tab, I've changed everything around. If you want to look through and see things, what I've done, go for it. We've now made it so the only things that our humble, bisexual, lovely, hedonistic monks can do is craft. All they do in life is craft, which is fantastic. All the drillers and everything have been assigned correctly to the drills. I've reorganized those as well, made sure we've got the right amounts and things. I'm just going all in now. I've also queued up all the research that I want to complete now before the end of this series. We've got recon armor, marine armor, the advanced exoskeletons just for getting things done quicker around the base, and all of the vanilla building the ship stuff so we can get Jones off the planet. So, in the meantime, we need to do some things. In the meantime, whilst we're preparing to get all that research, I want to be able to get the Architect mech helmet and the Architect mech power armor and the tier 4 android for Leo so we can transfer his consciousness into it. Whether we can do that, I've got no idea, but that's what we're going to try and do. So if you enjoy any of today's episode and are excited to see how efficient we're going to be and how amazing it's all going to be, consider liking, subscribing, make sure you tell them about it. Let's get into things and see what we can get up to. I'm also setting up another deep drill section down into the mountain as well. I know it's not aesthetically pleasing and I know it's what I don't want to do, but we need steel desperately in order for us to then progress even further, so it's a necessary evil. And Leo has gained another level in his psi casting, so we can now get Timequake. So what this does is it releases a massive temporal disturbance. Every creature in range but outside of the safe inner circle will experience rapid aging and structures will warp. Casting these takes 20 seconds, and after the psi caster goes into a 5-day psychic coma. Jesus Christ. The disturbing Timequake echoes will inflict pain on everyone for many kilometers around, causing diplomatic consequences with all factions. So if just for example I wanted to use it, Timequake, so I could just use it. Jesus Christ. Okay, maybe I don't want to use it because the range on that looks massive unless you're within that little circle. So maybe we just kind of don't use that. You know what? We have 4 hours to the next raid, and what better way to prepare our people for this raid to begin a little monking around. You know how it is when you're just feeling a bit cheeky like a monk. You start monking around, you know. You don't have orgies, but oh, there's an infestation. Oh, let's just quickly cancel the orgy. Just quickly to deal with this infestation. The drillers can do this. Everyone else can continue with their orgy. And monking around has begun. And Jean is discussing promises to the southwestern. Lucky southwestern, I think. Look in the mirror, Phil. That's where you can find the only person worth competing with. That's what a fantastic thing to say at an orgy, Bobber. It's a pleasant afternoon as well. Yeah, it must be such a pleasant afternoon having an orgy with a load of mechanoids, you know? A group of mechanoids from the similar mech hive have arrived in transport pods nearby. They were prepared for a while, then attack. Perfect. Thankfully, we have reinforced the 2 walls slightly more as well, so we have a little bit extra time as well. From what I remember, this is a decent raid. Oh my god. That's a lot of centipedes. Jeez Louise. Well, we have these mechanoids here, but on the bright side, we're just coming towards the end of an orgy. A grotesque monking around. The monking around was grotesque. When you think of an orgy, you tend to imagine attractive people. This was the entire opposite. The mental images will take a while to go away. I mean, having an orgy with a load of mechanoids, what, not fun? Really? Ooh, and we have another IG religion split. So with all big communities, certain traditions and equality developed a different way. So the Rydillian Mechanoids has been founded, and it is a driller and Isabella. Okay. What do? You're a craft culture progressive mechanoid supremacy. Interesting. Okay. Well, Isabella, you are a robot, and I could quite easily just turn you off. So, unlucky. That's probably what we're going to do, honestly. The mechanoids from the Sin and Mech Hive are beginning their assault. Well, I mean, you're not going to be able to get very far, but Hey, do your best. And Isabella has been killed. Purposefully, obviously. It's your own fault for switching ideologies, alright? It's your fault. You're still addicted to Wake Up as well, so you're going to literally be reinstalled as a completely different person addicted to drugs. You'd love to see it. They've now made it through the first line of defense. This little Centurion, he's got his mind of his own. Now it's time for the big thick wall here. Whether they make it through, who knows. Ooh, and I didn't realize as well, but we have managed to make the Coltron. Interesting. So what do? A large sector mass spectrometer which requires electricity from the whole colony to drive, using an electric field to accelerate particle impact and deflection. Extract natural uranium and enrich uranium by byproduct depleted uranium. Yes, of course, I do speak that language as well. So we choose the ingredient, we insert the uranium, and I guess something comes out of it as a result. But I assume this now means that we can build our nuclear reactor, I think. Where do we put a nuclear reactor when it's at home? I guess just sort of in this middle room that's very much not central. The centipede here has knocked down the next door as well. We only have one marble door left before we reach the gates. And a 2-deep infestation again. Perfect. And Robert has now successfully made the very first Mech Lord suit. Drop it. It's in your hands. I can see it. There it is. You can't see it quite over the Marshal's head, but look, we have it. Robert. Oh, wow. We've done it. We have a Mech Lord. Okay, so your bandwidth is now 41. Jesus Christ. A caravan from the Mecambrium is approaching, and they are a greenhouse trader. Are you sure this is a good idea to come and trade right now? I mean, if you want to act as a distraction, then go for it. I'm all for it. Looks as though they are getting absolutely ruined, these greenhouse traders. All of those centipedes are just no match for just anything. This is just absolute obliteration. Well, the caravan has been wiped out entirely now, apart from one man left. The only positive I can get from this is it wasn't our fault, and they did leave behind a muffler with some fig seeds. Yummy. And there was 3 Mechanoids that were killed in the process, so I guess it was kind of a dub. And we're now actually making the tier 4 android. Robert has gone behind my back without informing me and started forming Leo's brand new body. Hold on. Robert's gone on an insulting spree. Are these fucking chimps out of their damn minds? What the fuck are we doing? Look at this. Robert has chosen today to be the world's #1 hater. Will follow colonists around talking shit all the while at them. This has happened because of poor mood. The final straw is no recent conquest. Really? Nothing else? Oh, and your mother died. And you had a really bad orgy. Yeah, I understand, Robert. Jones decided to go on a sad wander as well. All because he had a grotesque orgy. Jones, does it really matter that much you had a bad orgy? Really? They've now breached our entrances and gone through the last door possible. I am going to, once again, cheese this with the drillers. So hopefully this doesn't go too badly. So they've all queued up at the entrance here. It's going to take a long time for them to get through. So I guess I'll see you in a few hours. And there we are. Our tier 4 android is complete. Unit 404 blank error. Interesting. Has been completed. I'm not sure what the multipliers of the tier 4 androids are, but I'd imagine it's pretty good. I mean, just looking at the stats here, even though it's down and out and not actually able to do anything, the global work speed is plus 140%. Jet engine has lost control of Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs has been relieved of life. That is the saddest thing I think I have ever read in the history of Rimworld. And there we are. The raid is over. That took way too long. But hey, we had lots of extra time to do other things, which is fantastic. So, what are our rewards? I've got combat animal drop, resource drop, good armor drop, and orbital beam targeter. Let's grab an orbital beam targeter, I guess. Okay, we're now 15 hours to the next wave at wave 25, and you know what? I'm making it a ultimate decision. We're turning Winston off for the time being. He's been a fantastic addition to this series, but we're just at a point now where I just can't get anything done. To progress this episode is being so heavily dampened by these raids that I can't get anything done. I think this is going to be a permanent thing for this series. I'm just going to turn it off just for a while. And we're going to make the decision to just switch to Random Randy, Blood and Dust mode. You know, nice and basic, nice and easy. This should be absolutely fine for us. We've now had an offer for a Persona Core as well. Pam for the Auromenium contact us to offer information about the location of a Persona Core. This is something we might get around to doing. Who knows? Product has finished processing and is waiting for pickup. Ooh, our uranium is totally ready. Perfect. Bobber. Prioritize remove finished product from the Coltron. Perfect. There we are. So the uranium is out. We have some separation uranium here. So what do we do with you? A product that can separate into enriched uranium and depleted uranium on the lathe. Okay, interesting. So let's just take our, potentially radioactive uranium down into our workshop. And what do we do with that? Split uranium. Of course. Just what I want to be doing in my crafting area. Yeah, perfect. Bobber. Operate the electric lathe and separate the uranium. Yeah, guys, this is totally a fun and acceptable task to be doing in your workshop. Separating uranium. Yeah, just, totally safe. There we go, perfect. So we've separated the uranium. So we've got depleted uranium, which doesn't really do anything at all, but is really, really strong. And then we have enriched uranium, just sitting on our floor. Not sure if this is a good idea, honestly. A highly enriched nuclear weapon grade uranium that can be made into a nuclear warhead. A common weapon in mid-world comparable to an anti-grain warhead. Please note, do not stack more than 10. Okay, sick. So what do we do with enriched uranium? Assemble nuclear warhead. Do I? Yeah. So yeah, let's assemble ourselves a nuclear warhead and just see what that does. Robert is just casually sort of assembling ourselves a nuclear warhead on the table, as you do. You know how it is. There you go, build complete, assemble nuclear warhead. So, there we have it, our little nuclear warhead just sitting on the floor, not put away anywhere, just sitting there. What can we do with a nuclear warhead then? We can make it into a weapon. I feel like as monks, we should have a means to then tell people to not come and attack us, Winston's been pretty hard with us. And maybe the monks need to evolve, Leo and Robert have discussed, and they probably agree that we need to be able to defend ourselves in case anything happens. A nuclear warhead could be something that we need to show us to be a power to be reckoned with. Build complete. Assemble nuclear launcher. So we've decided to store our nuclear launcher in our little safe room at the back here that was never really used as a safe room, but now feels like we need to protect it with our lives. Who knows what's going to happen? So I guess all that's left to do now is to reprogram Leo to turn him into a tier 4 android. How this is going to go, I've got no idea.